when you work. You said that Richie was a little keyed up. How did he start his work today? Talk about that.
Oh, he was real relaxed coming to the pole today, and the tracks. This is in the afternoon, so the track's going to be a little quicker in the mornings. So we expected the times that he went to be real similar to what he did. I mean, he was basically just in the gallop all the way around. We were surprised when we saw the final time and how quick he actually went and galloped out.
Does that remind you of the work he had when he went 59, I think 59-1 before the Derby?
Yeah, this was almost a little easier, it seemed to me, especially watching him gallop out. He's just so much more confident since the Derby and everything he does. But, you know, this 3.5 weeks is just got him where he's starting to come back to earth, and that's why, you know, he's like a 5-week horse. It just takes him that long mentally to do things the proper way.
Does that kind of reassure you that you made, I mean, you obviously had a good feeling about it, but now you kind of know that was definitely the right decision?
Oh yeah, no matter the outcome of the Belmont, I mean, this was the right thing for him. I mean, mentally, it takes him time to, you know, physically and energy-wise, he's ready, but if his mind's not right, he's not going to perform. And yesterday's gallop was the best gallop he'd had since before the Derby. He was relaxed, he went on the track, didn't fight the rider near as much, so, you know, this is how he does usually. And between all these races, right after that 3-week period, things get much more relaxed in how he does things.
What was it like for you to see all this and have him work between races here and the crowd?
This was a whole lot more nervous than the Derby, I'll tell you that. People won't believe it was. So, but big relief when he pulled up and came home and everything was good. This was the last step to get us to the Belmont. Hopefully, you know, tomorrow everything's good and we can get to New York.
What's the plan once he's there? Once he's in New York, will you?
Well, I'd like to get him out Wednesday and just do a light jog or something because, you know, he's 2 days off. He's real tough. So that's why we're trying to leave early enough to get there tomorrow night. If we get there on time and he takes the trip well, then sometime Wednesday morning we'll go out and just give him one easy lap, just loosen him up and kind of get him so the next day we can do regular training again.
Would you breeze him? You'll breeze him?
No more breezes.
That was it?
This is all he gets, yeah.
So any other differences in prepping for the mile and a half and mile and a quarter?
Not really. I mean, I think at the end of the mile and a quarter he was still full of run, and this is his schedule, and distance is what he needs. The main thing is just getting his mind right so that he uses himself properly the first mile and a quarter in the Belmont, and then and he turns for home. Hopefully he's in a position where he can take it from there.
Are you starting to look down the road past the Belmont for possible summer races, possibly getting ready for the Breeders' Cup?
We've got some basic ideas, but, you know, he's going to get a good rest after the Belmont, and then we'll pick up the pace. And I think, you know, we probably aim to the Travers if things are right.
How much do you pay attention to odds and all of the talk beforehand? Because obviously, because of the Derby, it doesn't matter, right?
I don't pay attention to the odds. I don't bet, so you know, he's not going to get the respect he needs till he comes back and runs another race like the Derby, and I know that. If I was handicapping the horse Derby day and didn't know anything about him, I would have thrown him out. So, you know, I got no problem with any of that. And he's not. His running style's not the kind where he's going to win every time he runs, because he's going to have to pass all the horses. He's going to have to overcome pace scenarios. You know, as long as he runs his race every race, you know, he's going to win his share. And if he keeps getting better, maybe his style will change just a tick where he's not so far out of it. But we can't change anything. It's how he is.
You sprinkle some Danos in his feed, or what all goes into that? Into that sponsorship.
Yeah, we got a deal going now with Dano Spice, and we had some fried chicken today, and I think we're going to be eating a whole lot more of that lately. But no, they were kind enough to come on board with us and take this trip, so it's going to be fun. He's a big underdog too. You know, he's got a story very similar to ours. He taking on the big guys and wasn't supposed to pull it off, and he did. So hopefully we can accomplish close to what he did.
The Belmont was always on your radar. You had said if you hadn't gotten in the Derby, you were going to go in the Peter Pan in there. How different, I mean, is the fact that you're going now with the Derby winner versus not the Derby winner?
Yeah. Well, it's still hard for me to believe, but it lets me know I fit, because that was a big deal with the Derby. We want to show we fit. He needed to prove it to us, and he obviously did that. So now we're going into the Belmont with a lot of confidence, and so is he. I mean, he's getting better. There's no doubt, and I still don't think we've seen the best of him. I guess the big test will come when he gets up there, how he takes to the track, and how everything goes from here. But it feels a lot better going into a race where I know he's going to get the distance, and he shouldn't have to overcome, hopefully, a trip, you know, with 20 horses in front of him. He'll have a little bit better trip.
Has Sonny ridden that much at Belmont?
No, he's going to try to ride a couple days before the race, and he studies the films every night. A number of jocks have talked to him and come to his aid, trying to help him along with things. So he's got a lot of people helping him right now, but hopefully we can get him on a few horses the day or two before the Belmont.
Well, every track's a little different, but that with the huge sweeping turns and the
Yeah.
space a little bit.
Absolutely.
Looking at the probables, Eric, have you had a chance to sort of chart out the kind of trip that you'd like to see?
Not yet, because they're just probables. I mean, there's going to be a pace factor for a couple of them, but it looks like a lot of the horses are like me. They're closers, and they're going to, they're going to be right there with us. I think Mo Donegal ran with me pretty much the whole way in the Derby. He took an outside trip, and we took an inside trip. Both of them were finishing at the end of the race. So we just have to see who actually goes in it. But there's not much we can do about him. He's going to run his same type of race.
Did you watch the Preakness?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What were your emotions kind of as you're watching it?
Well, I was wanting Epicenter to win. I was a huge fan of Epicenter before, and I was tickled to death Derby Day when I got a chance to watch the replays. I could only imagine how Steve felt, but he obviously, to me, still has the best 3-year-old in the country, and this will be settled out by the end of the year. But I was hoping he would win. I was happy for the early voting. Chad did a good job training again, took a fresh horse in there and did what we're trying to do for the Belmont. And it's about the horse, and both those horses ran well, and hopefully we'll all get to meet up somewhere down the road.
If you had to vote for the first 150 days of the year, who's your top 3-year-old?
Rich Strike.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
How much has your life changed in the last 3 weeks, or is it?
It hasn't changed except for the press. I still go to work, train my horses, enter my horses, and I've told a lot of people out there, I set a record most people don't know about after the Derby. I'm the first trainer to lose at Belterra in his next start. So, things aren't going to change for me.
You said you told some of your help. Remember, we're going to go back to where we were before when
Absolutely.
after all this. But is that going to be tough?
Not really. I mean, we're all pretty down-to-earth guys. I mean, it is fun to watch these guys get some attention, and it's good. I'm proud of them for it. But at the end of the day, we're not a big stable with a bunch of big horses. We have a lot of horses, and we do very well. But we have our tracks that we have to run at, and we'll keep working hard so we can keep doing that for all the other horses and clients that we have.
I know you're just focused on the work when he's out there, but you could hear the cheer when he ran around. So think about just what this horse means to people by virtue of what he's already done.
That's kind of what today was about. We wanted the fans to get a chance to see him here before he leaves, and hopefully when he comes back, they'll be just as excited as they are now. And, it seems like everybody's real happy with the change of scenario with Rich Strike out there. And if Richie can make these people happy, I'm all for it, and I want to make sure as long as it's good for him. Churchill did a great job today. They had everything set up perfect for us. The track was in great shape. They helped us with security, getting him on and off the track, and this was really special that they went out for the fans to help us do this.
Was it a tough decision for you? I mean, you guys like routine.
Yeah, it was. It was real tough. If he wasn't such a laid-back kind of horse about things that he does, I would have changed plans. And this week, watching him, had he not started to settle down, we still might have changed plans. But I could tell you yesterday this would work out pretty good.
Have you found any other claimers, kind of diamonds in the rough?
No, not yet.
Everybody knows who you are. You're not coming from behind on anybody. What is that like for you in that difference?
A little bit more pressure, you feel it, not for me, but for the horse, because my whole thing is I want him to continue to get respect, and you have to earn respect. So I don't expect these guys to just after one race say, bow down to him. I mean, he's going to have to keep running well, and like I said, his running style is one where he might not win every race, but as long as he makes his presence felt in each race, that's all we can ask from there, and whatever happens after that.